Which seam sealer do you use on carpet? Which do you prefer on different products? Do you use one seam sealer for all your products? Do you switch seam sealer depending on the products? If you're curious about which seam sealer works best for each product, I'm fixing to run over that. So on a traditional plush, I really am fond of the thermoplastic seam sealing method. I like to use that better than anything on regular plush carpets. I also use the Cool Glide thermoplastic seam sealing sticks with my Oricon Peak Buster anytime that I am using the thermoplastic for seam sealing. So there's numerous amount of reasons why I like to use the thermoplastic seam sealer, and here's just a couple. So the latex and also the acrylic seam sealer, you simply apply it to the edge of the backing here. Once it dries, it's dry, it's done. Now the latex is a little different. It does stay tacky and it does somewhat do a bond like the thermoplastic does, but let me get more in detail, in depth rather, why the thermoplastic is better for most carpets. So when you make a seam in your carpet, the seam tape goes right along the bottom of your carpet here, and that's all that holds your carpet together. However, when you use the thermoplastic seam sealer, you actually apply it directly, looky here, right to the edge of this right here backing. And the two pieces of carpet that you have applied your thermoplastic seam sealer to, whenever you place those two pieces of carpet together like this and seam them back together, the thermoplastic is going to get heated up again and melt, and then when they dry, cool, with these two joined together, it is a complete bond of the backings, the complete thickness of your backing. So not just on the bottom is it getting connected, but from the top of the backing here all the way down. So again, it's just about 1/8 of an inch thickness. But what that does, it actually prevents your carpet from peaking up. Whenever you make a seam and you stretch it real hard, it'll tend to peak up on that weak spot. That is a lot less likely to do that when the backing is completely welded back together from the bottom to the top of it with the thermoplastic seam sealer. So that's just one reason why I like it. Another reason why I like it is you don't have to sit and wait on it to dry. The thermoplastic seam sealer dries off just like within a matter of less than a minute, and it's dry and cool. You don't have to worry about your carpet nap sticking down in it whenever it touches the edge of it where it's applied to. Unlike the acrylic and the latex, you have to watch it for quite some time. If you get the fibers down on the edge of your carpet where it's where the seam sealer has been applied, then you're going to have it stuck in the seam sealer itself. So that is another reason why I like the thermoplastic. But anyway, however, okay, if you're not a thermoplastic seam sealing guy, you're either a acrylic or a 100% natural latex. This carpet right here, a low pile, light colored carpet, I will choose to use an acrylic seam sealer on that. The reason for that is it dries 100% clear. I mean, glass clear. Acrylic dries really clear. If you've never tested it, squirt you some out there on a board, let it set overnight, and you will be super surprised how clear it actually is in the morning. Once it actually dries hard, and it don't stay rubbery and tacky long term like a latex. The importance of using an acrylic on a light colored carpet, I stress that I do use it on a low nap light colored carpet. The reason for that is if I was to use an all natural latex, again, it stays tacky all the time. So in 20 years, that latex is still going to have that little bit of tackiness to it, and it's still going to be pliable and stretchy. If you get any of your latex on your fibers when you're seam sealing at all, now by all means you want to avoid that at all costs with any of these seam sealers across the board, but sometimes it happens. You will get a little bit on the base of the fibers. That's why I choose to use acrylic on these low nap light colored carpets. If I was to use a latex there and it gets on the fibers, that again is going to stay sticky forever. The whole life of it's going to be sticky. It's going to grab any dust or dirt or anything that gets on the carpet just from traditional wear and tear on your carpet, walking on it or whatever. And before you know it, if you get latex on your fibers, you're going to have a dark streak right where your seam is, because that latex is going to grab all of that dirt and hold on to it. It's not going to let it release because it stays tacky long term. Okay, so that's why I like to use it on a low nap light colored carpet, simply because long term I'm not going to have a dark streak down my seam from latex. Over here on the natural fiber carpet, I have a jute backing on a wool carpet. Now, the actual pile of the carpet does not determine what I use latex on. The backing of the carpet is what determines whether I use latex or acrylic on it or thermoplastic. With that being said, I like to use an all-natural latex on jute backings. So if this is, or also a woven goods, you know, you definitely got to have it for your woven carpets and stuff like that, versus an acrylic, for the reason that you have to deconstruct your seam and get them put together. So 100% natural latex is going to be best for your jute backings. It's all natural, just like your natural carpets, and latex is a far superior seam sealer than your acrylic is, and that's why you're going to want to put it on your natural fibers. Your natural fiber carpet tends to last a whole lot longer than your synthetic, so you're going to get a good 30-50 years out of your natural fiber carpets versus 10 or 15 years out of your synthetic carpets. So you got to have a seam sealer that's going to hold up to those 20 or 50 years with your carpet. Your acrylic is definitely not going to do that. So your latex is going to stay flexible, pliable, stretchable. It's always going to be rubbery feeling, just like a surgical latex glove. It's never going to lose its elasticity. Rather, acrylic seam sealer, when it dries, again, it is hard and it is no longer tacky anymore. Anyway, with that little bit of advice, I hope that will answer some questions and clear some stuff up for you on which seam sealer for which carpets. Thank you guys for tuning in to the channel. Until next time, FBSB's out.